AEW star Adam Cole confirms rumors that himself and Britt Baker are no longer a couple. We have the ratings for Monday's edition of Raw on USA Network. Zaria makes her WWE NXT debut. An update on the future of the Lucha brothers in All Elite Wrestling. Andre Chase challenges Ridge Holland to an ambulance match at Halloween Havoc. The NXT Tag Team Championships will be on the line next week, as well as the NXT Heritage Cup. The Continental Classic has a start date. The NXT episode operating out of the 2300, formerly known as the ECW Arena, next month has sold out, with tickets going actually out of sale in just under an hour. Plus, Christy Heavy returns to TNA in a brand new role. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's begin with Adam Cole confirming the rumors on social media and online that himself and Britt Baker are no longer a couple. AEW's Adam Cole has confirmed his relationship with Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, has ended and that they are no longer a couple. During his extended absence from All Elite Wrestling, rumors circulated that Adam Cole and Britt Baker's relationship had ended, with Cole mentioning in a Twitch stream a few months ago that he was moving back to Pennsylvania. In a new interview with Rick Ucchino of Sports Illustrated, Adam Cole confirmed that he and Britt Baker are indeed no longer a couple. Here's what he had to say.
I appreciate having the chance to talk about this because me and Britt have talked about this recently, actually. So me and Britt have indeed split. We are no longer a couple. But when I say that we both still love each other and are still friends and still so supportive of each other, that could not be more true. Again, I think the world of Britt. I want her to be as happy and successful as humanly possible, and I know she feels the exact same way about me. We did decide to go our separate ways, but that doesn't mean that she will not be an incredibly important part of my life. Britt is absolutely one of my best friends. She's someone that I love dearly and will always love dearly. And there is no ill will between me and her whatsoever. We did separate as a couple, like I had mentioned. But again, we still love each other dearly and will always be there for each other and support each other. So yes, that is indeed true. I did move to Pennsylvania and Britt is still in Florida. But again, she's one of my favorite people in the entire world. And I want nothing but the best for her.
Now, Adam Cole, of course, he returned to AEW at the Wrestle Dream pay-per-view coming out to confront MJF. Meanwhile, Britt Baker last wrestled in a victory over Serena Deeb on the October 2nd 5-year anniversary edition of AEW Dynamite. Now, let's talk about the ratings for Monday's edition of Raw on USA Network as WWE edges towards the Crown Jewel Premium Live event on November 2nd. The October 21st episode of Raw had a number of high-profile moments. Lillian Garcia made her full-time return to the company. The New Day and the Latino World Order moved one step closer to becoming number one contenders to the WWE World Tag Team Championships, and Bron Breakker dethroned Jey Uso to become a two-time WWE Intercontinental Champion thanks to a little help from the Bloodline. With that said, how many fans tuned in live to see the action unfold? According to WrestleNomics, the October 21st show averaged a total of 1.578 million viewers, marking a 3% increase on last week's average of 1.539 million. This number also takes the show 6% above the trailing 4-week average that currently sits at 1.485 million, and is not only the most viewed episode of Raw since the show moved back to a 2-hour format at the beginning of October, but is also the most viewed episode since September 2nd, which acted as the fallout show from the Bash in Berlin event 2 days prior. As far as the key 18 to 49 demographic is concerned, that saw a sizable increase of 16% from a 0.51 number compared to the 0.44 number garnered 7 days prior, the highest number in the demographic for Raw since August 26th. According to Programming Insider, a 0.51 number led to Raw ranking third for the evening in the demographic when it came to cable telecasts, only being beaten by the NFL game between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Baltimore Ravens on ESPN, and the game's kickoff show that aired 15 minutes before the game started. when including network telecast. Raw ranked 5th for the evening, only being beaten by the aforementioned NFL game and its kickoff show, which was also broadcast on ABC. Now, Zaria has made her NXT debut. Zaria is what she's going by, not Delta as well. For weeks, WWE NXT has teased the arrival of a mysterious red-headed woman, which the wrestling world later recognized as former Riot City Wrestling Grand Slam champion Delta Brady, also known as Delta. Last night, Brady finally made her presence felt through a dramatic, though brief, debut on NXT under the new name of Zaria. Now, in the episode's closing moments, Julia and Stephanie Vacqua defeated Fallon Henley and JC Jane in tag team competition. Despite their defeat, Henley, Jane, as well as Jasmine Nix quickly turned their attention to the giant wheel on the stage that determined which stipulation the upcoming NXT Women's North American Championship match would be paired with. When Jane spun, the arrow landed on Spinner's choice before the trio, known as Fatal Influence, could react. The lights in the WWE Performance Center flicked off and on, revealing a fully geared Zaria standing in the brightly lit entranceway of the stage. Trained by Chris Basso and Matt Basso, the Adelaide, Australian native notably attended a tryout in the city of Perth during the week of WWE's 2024 Elimination Chamber Premium Live event. Zaria reportedly impressed WWE officials so much that they subsequently offered her a contract, which she later signed. From there, Zaria completed her remaining independent wrestling dates, with her final one taking the form against her brother Dean Brady at RCW's Heavy is the Crown event. With her arrival to NXT, Zaria joins the likes of Julia and Stephanie Vacqua as some of the latest and international signings for the company. As of now, Zaria's creative direction is unclear, but with a former nickname like the Adelaide Powerhouse, she is expected to be a dominant force. Now, a bit of an update here when it comes to the futures of the Lucha Brothers in All Elite Wrestling. The Lucha Brothers are seemingly making their exit from AEW, but the former AEW World Tag Team Champions are not going to be leaving together, as Rey Fénix's contract is currently being extended due to injury time accrued. On Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer said that Fénix will likely not be on television for a while he awaits the end of his deal. Quote, Penta's deal was not extended, so he's going to be a free agent. As far as Fénix, I will presume if the guys are going to go to WWE, Tony's not going to use them, so they're going to be frozen for a while. It would be great to use Fénix. Meltzer believes it would make sense to have Fénix lose some matches to wrestlers as a way to get some more heat on the star before he leaves. Quote, the guy they're really going with is Hologram, Meltzer said, hypothesizing that Hologram was going to replace Fénix in the prominent masked Mexican wrestler position, and that Fénix could be a part of building that legacy. Quote, if they want somebody to lose a really entertaining match, I don't see any reason not to use Rey Fénix, but Tony Khan doesn't like to use guys that he thinks are leaving. Now, Fénix and Penta were expected to sign with WWE following the end of their AEW contract, with merchandise plans supposedly already being drawn up. But Fénix's contract situation seems to put all of the previous rumors about the former AAA Tag Team Champions' futures in question. Now, Andre Chase, he's going to be competing in an ambulance match at Halloween Havoc. Of course, earlier this year, Ridge Holland announced his plans to step away from professional wrestling after failing in his last shot at redemption. Shortly after this, Holland luckily revived his career and received another shot courtesy of Chase U. As Andre Chase, the leader of the faction, points out, though, Holland later squandered this opportunity by turning on Chase U at No Mercy. As such, Chase has now challenged Holland to face him under an extreme stipulation at Halloween Havoc. On this week's episode of NXT, Chase reflected on Ridge Holland's journey with Chase U, which brought about a reign as NXT Tag Team Champions alongside Chase. Once the duos lost the titles to Axiom and Nathan Frazer, however, Holland snapped in frustration and subsequently attacked Chase along with fellow Chase U members Duke Hudson and Riley Osborne. Holland specifically sent Chase crashing onto the commentary table with a DDT, one that resulted in Chase being transported from the building via an ambulance. With this in mind, Chase vowed to end Holland's misery in an ambulance match at the October 27 Premium Live event. In recent weeks, Holland has defeated both Hudson and Osborne in singles action. Halloween Havoc will mark the first ever singles match between him and Andre Chase. Now, next week on NXT, we've got 2 big title matches announced for the show on the CW network. Nathan Frazer and Axiom will be defending the NXT Tag Team Championships next week after Frazer lost his temper backstage and demanded the match to be made by NXT General Manager Ava to Axiom's chagrin. Fraxium will be facing off against Siobhan Evans and Cedric Alexander, who they met up with in another backstage segment earlier on in the evening. Frazer attempted to console Evans, who recently lost a match against Randy Orton in St. Louis and then lost a number 1 contenders match for the NXT Championship last week. Frazer told Evans that one day his time would come and that he's still young. He commented that he remembered what it is like for him back when he was Evans' age, which caused Evans to snap, slapping the champion before walking away alongside Alexander. When Fraxium stormed into Ava's office to ask for the match, Frazer noted he didn't care whether it was for the titles or not. He just wanted to get his hands on Evans. When Ava asked if he had consulted Axiom, Frazer brushed it off, and Ava made the match official for next week's episode of NXT. Of course, that follows the Developmentals brand's Halloween Havoc Premium Live event this coming Sunday. Charlie Dempsey will also be defending his NXT Heritage Cup next week. Charlie Dempsey has agreed to defend his Heritage Cup title against Lexis King during NXT. The pair met during a backstage segment, with King likening himself to the cup holder in regards to their technical wrestling skills and bold facial hairstyles, before saying that Dempsey's father, William Regal, must respect him for being the champion and making the challenge. Dempsey shrugged at the comment about his father, but admitted he can relate to having to follow in his footsteps, alluding to King's own status as Brian Pillman's son. He then accepted the challenge, with Ren Sinclair chiming in to say the challenger would need someone in his corner. The match is set for next week's show, and it stands to be King's second attempt at the Heritage Cup this year. He challenged former holder Tony D'Angelo to a 2-1 loss in July. It will also be the 4th attempt at his maiden NXT title, having failed to capture the NXT North American title from either Obafemi or Dragon Lee last year. He last won a gentleman's duel bout to blow off his feud with Oro Mensah, leaving him at 3-2 since his last cup challenge. On the other hand, Dempsey will be making the second defense of his reign, having recaptured it from D'Angelo back in August, last defending against Siobhan Evans in September. Now, the AEW Continental Classic is set to return this year. We may now have a start date. In 2023, All Elite Wrestling held their first ever round-robin tournament called the Continental Classic. The tournament saw 12 competitors compete in the round-robin series, with Eddie Kingston defeating Jon Moxley to become the inaugural Continental Crown Champion at AEW World's End. In an interview with Adam Bernard of Foundation Radio, Mark Briscoe revealed the start date for the tournament. He said, quote, "Continental Classic season is coming up. Thanksgiving Eve, that's the start of the Continental Classic. With Okada being the current Continental Champion, he's the focal point, he's the target. I feel like the Continental Classic last year was, in a way, in my singles career, it was almost like a coming out party. It was like I got a chance to wrestle 4 guys in my block. I don't think anybody knew what I could do in singles competition. I didn't really make it too well in the wins and losses, but I learned, so I didn't lose, I learned. I'm either going to win or I'm going to learn. Ain't no losing, you understand? I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to hopefully being in the Continental Classic this year. But one way or the other, I would love to take on Okada. I would love to have a Ring of Honor strap here, Continental title here. I think that would look good on me." Now, AEW has not confirmed the start date for the Continental Classic at the time of recording, but the reigning Continental Champion will take part in the tournament. Now, we know NXT is headed to the former ECW arena in November, and there's an update on how well tickets have sold for the event. It was officially announced this week that an upcoming episode of NXT will be taking place at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania on Wednesday, November 6th. The show will go head-to-head with AEW Dynamite on the night, and tickets for the show have officially gone on sale, but already they are sold out. In an update on the show, the 2300 Arena website is now stating that the event is sold out just an hour after they went on sale. On the show, the 2300 Arena wrote, quote, "The city of Philadelphia has a rich wrestling history, and we are excited to bring a night of unforgettable action to such a storied venue," said WWE Senior Vice President of Talent Development Creative Shawn Michaels. "A limited number of exclusive VIP MAG packages will be available that include a pre-event meet and greet with WWE Hall of Famer and ECW legend Bubba Ray Dudley. The VIP package will also include a ringside seat, commemorative chair, and exclusive merchandise." So already, tickets for that show have sold out. And some more changes behind the scenes in TNA Wrestling. TNA has some familiar faces in advanced roles in the company. Now, Sami Callihan recently noted that he'd be in TNA for the foreseeable future and that the two sides had come to an agreement. In addition to serving as an on-screen talent, Sami Callihan is working in the live events department. One source in TNA said, according to Fightful Select, that Callahan's success promoting Pro Wrestling Revolver helped lead to that. The official role was said to be a live events and marketing consultant. In addition, Fightful Select are reporting that TNA and WWE veteran Christy Hemme is back with the company as head of marketing. Hemme worked in creative with TNA in the past and has a number of strong connections to the company. Alicia Edwards was also revealed as now working as a marketing coordinator after years with the company. Fightful are reporting that talent were informed of the moves on October 22nd. But there you go, guys. The latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As you can see right there on the sidebar, be sure to join the WN365 roster. You get your badges, your emojis, your exclusive members-only content, including right there a match rewatch of one of the most infamous matches in recent WWE history. As we're on the road to Crown Jewel in WWE, we are going to be watching the Brothers of Destruction versus D-Generation X, the most infamous match in recent WWE, particularly Saudi history. We're going to be watching that exclusive for members only. So click the join button or click the link in the video description and you can join the WN365 roster. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon. Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.